Oop.
And we're on. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today at
Can you
our
hear
TikTok.
us?
If you can hear us, just hit the like button. I think is that how this works? How many people are on here yet? We're gathering. We're notifying viewers. All right, good, cool.
Let me see if it pops up on mine because then I can share it. Can you hear it through there?
Oh, I don't know, girl. Let me see. I didn't think about that. How about now? Wait, how could you if you're recording? Bitch, we dumb as fuck.
Hold on.
Turn the volume up. Can you hear me?
No, because I don't want it to be an echo on our end or my
Hello,
end.
hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, y'all.
So we just wanted to come on here and test this out. So we're trying to do like a little, podcast show, I guess, however you want to call it. So my name is Raphael. Thank you for joining us, and this is
I'm
my
Cece.
BFFs.
Hi.
Hi. So we just kind of, this is going to be a little bit choppy because this is our first time going live on TikTok, and
We
what
just
the goal
trying
is to
it out,
basic,
y'all.
the goal is to basically, why am I talking to my titty? But basically, we want to talk on talking points as far as like anything from
Adult life, the stresses, the joys,
the ups and downs, the stressors, the
the
good
things
times.
people don't like to talk about.
Yes. So we've come up with a lot of topics of conversations, and I think today we're gonna start off with what was the topic you wanted to start?
Why do people take social media so
Ooh,
serious?
for real.
Why is that a thing, y'all?
And just an FYI, it is not that serious. Because let me tell you how many
But you
people.
have those people though who get butthurt over something that has nothing to do with them whatsoever,
Yeah,
or
and it's not even about them. It's
it
like,
could be a subliminal and they feel some type of way. Like,
mhm,
girl, get yourself together.
yeah.
Get your life. Get your life, please.
Ah,
It's just weird.
yeah, because I mean, for some of y'all who are joining in, so we're at kind of like on the older side, late 30s.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Well, we have to, because then they'll know what we're talking about. So, us growing up, we didn't have, Facebook, and I think we just had MySpace, but that was just kind of like on
Yeah.
the the beta part of it, and then it just got a little crazy, and then
Ew, just thinking about it, like AOL was a thing and all
girl,
of
those chat
that.
rooms in AOL, ASL. What is a? If you don't know what ASL is, it's age sex location. That's how we used to do things when
Right.
hooking up with people. Now it's just like the internet
It's
has blown up
crazy.
so crazy,
Now you got Snapchat and WhatsApp,
and then you got
Facebook,
Facebook, Tinder.
TikTok. I'm not on the dating app, so I don't know how
Neither am
that
I. I
goes.
was I was on the hookup apps for a hot minute, but then that's another whole different topic of
What's
conversation.
law?
What's law?
Somebody said, Elliot, what's law?
ASL? Is that
Uh,
what they're asking?
no, I'm
What's
assuming
law?
it's an app.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Explain yourself, sir,
Yeah.
ma'am, whoever you are.
I mean, if you guys got questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. But you know,
Please interact. This is why we're
yes.
here. We're trying
So
to get things going.
yeah. So today's topic is basically again social media and how crazy it has gotten. And
Why do people take it so serious?
yeah, I mean, why do they take it so? I don't even take social media that seriously. Just like right now when I'm with you guys.
But I can, like, I guess I'll admit, back when I would get butthurt over certain things, and because I felt like yes, it did apply to, to me in certain ways, but now it's like, ew, no one cares. Like,
Yeah. I think we're getting to that point where
I
like
just keep
we're
scrolling.
yeah. I think we're getting to that point where it's like we're over the peak of social media, and we're just like,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just our age group. I don't know, because it's like, to me it was like it was fun, all fun and games, and I'm just like, now we're seeing the same stuff every
Because
single
I
time.
think we, like, when it started popping for us, we posted more memes and stuff, like the funny stuff,
Yeah.
or I would guess like more dirty adult
Yeah.
things. And now it's like it's not even safe for you to do that because somebody get in their feelings
Yeah.
or take something
So,
offensively,
someone can even take it out of context and come at you sideways, and
somebody being sensitive, and it's like
yes,
it's not that serious.
and it's not meant for you either. It was just a general, it was just a generalization comment for
The
the
best
world.
though, the social media thugs, we love those. We love those. The ones who like to hide behind the computer and
Talk all that smack.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, I would love to see you in person.
Because I know you wouldn't do it in person.
Would love to see you in person. Like,
Because I can guarantee you would not be saying the same thing in person. And maybe that's just for the older generation, but the ones who like sit behind the
yeah.
computer and talk all that smack, and it's like, I'm gonna find you.
And I guess, well, that's the other thing. You can find everything and everybody
Anything.
on social media now.
So that's why I'm always like conscious of what I post on social media, because once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's like, unless you know how to, delete all that, but I that's highly doubtful, because
Especially for
there's
these kids too, because they post
yes,
everything
and they
on
save everything.
social
They see
media.
something, there's a save button right there. So even
World star. Like instantly. World star.
for real, it's just, I don't know. It still blows my mind to this day how advanced like technology and social
Well,
media has
yeah, because
gotten.
we're in like the generation like that's in between. So like we saw it when it was like our parents and then us growing up and how it's advanced now.
And now
And
how
I'm
it's
like,
advancing to like the kids after us and everything else, and it's just like we started from landline phones, and now we're just, everything's like wireless,
yeah,
you know.
it's crazy.
But again, with social media, it's like I'm barely on there as it is. I'm barely on TikTok as it is, but every now and then you'll see me, make a couple videos, either funny or something about us traveling, what have you. But
I tried. Like I'm not on Facebook like I used to. I'm not on and there's a lot of tea being spilled,
Mm-hmm.
shit talking. So
But I think it's more tea spilling, and men are more like shit talkers.
yeah,
You know.
trying to
And then
prove something
the
or
craziest part that I find it funny on top of all this is like
hey Ari,
when men find out that the way that women talk just as much as men, if not worse, and they're like, oh my god, like I
like why do you
like
talk
why are
like
you
that?
right?
That's not ladylike, or women shouldn't be talking that way.
Men
Get
should
over
be.
here, no.
Why you weird to me?
Bend over. Just saying.
But Lord,
I don't know. I think it's just a different time. At least I feel like our generation is very different than.
we're very adaptable. Our generation is very adaptable to.
Girl, we forgot the tripod, so I'm on the side. You see my shoulder over there.
I try to tell her to get in the picture, but she don't want to right now.
If I get up, all y'all gonna see is cheeks on the side.
And we don't want to be banned, so
Right. I'm trying to keep it PG for now,
mm-hmm.
y'all. Wait till we get going and then. But no, hello to everyone coming in. If y'all have something y'all want to talk about, just let us know. If you have questions, comments, concerns, drop those in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
She said, pause the cam and adjust. A girl. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Unless we get one of these kids as a videographer and we pay him
Right.
$5, but you know.
Like, hey kids, you want to hold this
But
for
I'm sure there's
$5?
some labor laws. I'm pretty sure there's a couple hundred labor laws that we'd be not, you know.
Like, can you hold the camera for $5?
Well, they don't have
We
to.
love you
They
too.
don't have to fill out a W-2 or a I-9, you know, because we're not. They're
We'll
not
pay
getting
you
paid.
cash under the table.
Girl.
No
We're just
taxes,
kidding.
no
We're just
nothing.
kidding.
I wasn't.
So our next topic conversation will be labor laws.
Children under the age of 12 working.
Hey, I was 13 when I started working.
I don't even remember. I think I was 16 at the grocery store.
I was cleaning houses.
Okay,
How
Consuela. Nothing, girl. Just sitting here talking to each other. We were trying to start like a little podcast or like a safe place for people to come have adult conversation and just talk about life, the ups and downs, highs, lows, transitions that parents, friends go through.
I mean,
Random
we made a
stuff.
whole list before we got on here.
Thank you for stopping in, Kristen.
Thank you.
Hello to everyone coming in.
Well, we'll see you next time. I'm sure we'll be around.
We'll do it again for sure.
So we're trying to get it down where we at least meet like once a week and, you know, discuss a couple topics of conversation.
No, Giovanni, we already talked about that. And I got questions, comments, concerns,
about what?
And what we just talked about down there. That'll be a topic for a different day. Hello. That's so funny. I got questions, comments, concerns. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll have a guest for that topic. That'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
Somebody who is knowledgeable.
Yes. We welcome it.
If not, we gotta do a lot of Google searching.
Yes. I think the other topic of conversation I wanted to touch was.
What you mean you have the scoop? See, we gotta have a whole conversation because I need to know, Giovanni.
I think the other topic of conversation I wanted to touch base on, and in the spirit of kids going back to school, is, you know, people going back to school.
They're back in school, y'all. So excited.
I know my nieces and nephews my nieces and nephew just started school this week, so I'm kind of glad that they're out of the house. I know the smallest one is already in kindergarten with this Sonic backpack, and I'm just like,
he was so cute. I was loving it. And I was like, I remember those days.
I was like, how was your first day? He's like, I didn't like it. I was like, what do you mean?
Why?
Because he's so used to like just getting up at like 7 a.m. and go straight to the TV and just watches this YouTube thing on repeat. I'm just like, if I have to hear like Coco Melon or some other BS, I'm going to burn this house to the ground.
I do miss that age, but I was like, my kids, I feel like they were even independent younger. They were just
Yeah.
like, bye, mom. I'm like, over
Mm-hmm.
here bawling like somebody
Mm-hmm.
died, and they just going off to school. But I was like, yeah, mine just started college and high school, and I'm like, my babies.
I mean, I don't have any kids, but my nieces and nephews, I treat them as such, and
That's
sometimes.
late, Ari. That's real late. I'd be like, I'm gonna drop you off in the parking lot, and you just gonna sit there. We gonna practice.
Like, so now we have an eighth grader, a fourth grader, and a kindergartner, I believe.
Oh my
I believe the
gosh.
fourth grader. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's a fourth grader.
They grow up so fast.
So damn fast. I'm just like,
Anybody who has little ones enjoy. From my experience, enjoy the time while they are little. Yes, girl, drop her in the parking lot. We finna pretend. I'll come back in a couple hours. How did it go? I'm kidding. Don't do that. We don't need
we don't need no
nobody getting
lawsuit.
in trouble.
We don't need no lawsuit.
Right. We don't need nobody getting in trouble. She said in the handicap.
Oh.
You know what? This is why. But no, it goes by really quick. Enjoy
Yes.
them while they are small and like take advantage of all those little moments
Yes.
and their milestones because whoo.
Because remember Thomas's birthday when we did it or you did it
Oh,
at Dave and Buster's? That just felt like yesterday, and it's been like
right.
over a
And he's
decade.
already in college and I'm like,
And he's taller than the both of us.
literally.
And I'm almost 6 feet. This kid's like what, 6'1"?
Yeah, he's about as tall as you are, if not.
Jesus.
So I feel like he grew a little more because when we said goodbye and he hugged me, he was like literally leaning on the top of my head, like, I love you, mom. And I was like, oh my God, my kid, like, what is going
Like, I'll
on?
see you for Thanksgiving.
Well, no, we'll see him at the end or middle of September for like family week. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like,
Is that like homecoming and stuff like that? Or
yeah,
oh, okay.
yep. So I'm like,
I miss Spirit Week. I wish we had that in college.
you know what? I regret not participating in high school. Like when we did all of that stuff, pajama
I
day,
did Pajama
and
Day.
I didn't do
I think
nothing.
that was the only thing I did, Pajama Day.
She said I have a first grader and a 1 year old. Girl,
Enjoy
look,
it.
just wait until Miss Flowers start going to school. Like that I feel like though doesn't go by as quick. It's like once they get to like first, second, and third grade, it's like, ugh, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, you haven't seen Ethan, like he's tall too.
He's getting taller.
And I'm like, what? Everybody's like, what are you feeding them? I was like, whatever they
Whatever's
eat.
in the kitchen.
Like, whatever they choose to eat and whatever I cook, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just crazy.
But I also wanted,
Life.
I know, but also I also wanted to, since we're on the topic of school, like also for like the older people that, after the kids leave the nest and,
Oh,
you're
not
in the
the
mid
two
30s.
front teeth.
Who said that?
Ari, she said her daughter lost her two front teeth. Did you do the tooth fairy, ma'am? $2 under her pillow. Okay, never like read nigga comments like
But what we're talking about, oh, the older crowd, after their kids go to high
getting
school, and
going to
then it's a
school.
little hard for us older people to go back to school. I mean,
I hear a lot of people say no, it's not.
or the it's never too late to go back to school. And
Yeah,
like people always tell me that because I'm like, I should have been a doctor, or I should have been a lawyer,
yeah.
and they're always like, it's not too
But
late.
I
But to
feel like
me,
for you though, you're a jack of all trades because what don't you do,
right?
sir?
Like 2 weeks ago, I was like doing sutures on some plastic thing, how to sew up someone if they got a deep cut.
He said $2 inflation is now $20.
For real,
Look,
for real, inflation has gotten so bad. I
It's
remember the days
ridiculous.
when I used to take my Eclipse and $20 just to
Right.
fill up a whole damn tank of
Look,
gas.
Jessica had her little Beetle back in the day, and I
Oh.
was pushing that purple thing around and put $5 in there, and they gave her half a tank. I'm like, okay, there go your car back, girl.
Now it's like $30 to get like a half a tank. Like this is insane.
um, my little vehicle, it takes almost $50. I don't even go nowhere but to
But to
work and
work and back,
home,
and you don't even
and
work that far from home.
right, $50. Excuse me. Like at this point, I might as well be a Flintstone pushing my ass to work.
Yabba dabba do, girl.
Stupid. No,
Ah.
but on the topic of us old folks going back to school, I don't know. I hear a lot of people like I've been getting that a lot too lately. Like you
Mhm.
should go to back to school and like what am I finna get? I didn't like no type of school. I was social in high school, but as far as like work goes, I didn't like high school.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
like grade school.
That's crazy because I loved school. I just didn't like talking to people. Then that's probably why I only had 4 friends in high school, and you weren't even one of
No, it's
them.
crazy. I feel like that's another topic. Like we knew of each other in high school,
Yes,
but we never hung out in the same circle or even with each other.
like ever at all.
We probably saw each other passing in hallway barely, but
Yeah,
we didn't become besties until
like in the
we ran into each other in the city at John Barleycorn,
yes, I remember that.
and I was lit, y'all. I was gone, toe up.
But it's crazy because like the whole group that of people that I hang out with, like I've never hung out with them during high school, and then again, social media. It's
Yes,
like you find your classmates, and you're like, oh, remember me from blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I'm surprised
no,
you even remember me because I don't
right.
talk to like I didn't talk to any of them.
And the crazy part is, and like people laugh, I never knew you were gay. And I was like, oh, he's just cute. And it's like, I'm not gonna be that person like to go up and be like, hey, how you doing? It was like,
I didn't even know till halfway through high school because I had a crush on a few girls in high school, and I only say one because I'm pretty sure she's not on here, but her name was Cynthia. Do you remember Cynthia?
yeah.
And I've just seen her like a couple weeks ago, and I'm just like, I don't know if I told you, but I felt
She
so.
said, I'm still trying to find friends. Girl, you ain't the only one. It's okay.
But I just seen her like maybe 3 weeks ago for my cousin's birthday, and I'm
Really?
just yeah. But I feel like she's
She probably
I
did
feel like
because
she's
her
shrunk.
sister's short too.
Yeah, they're
They
both short
tiny.
as hell. Yep, like you can just put them in your pocket,
Put them in pocket friends.
Polly pocket.
That's crazy because I feel like I really don't talk to too many people.
High school, yeah.
Or like as far as like hanging out with. I'm like, I
Yeah,
think you, Anna, and Jess are the only ones. Like I'll talk to people on social media, but
yeah.
like as far
Like how are things and
I
how are the
be in the
kids?
house. I don't be outside like people
No.
would assume I would. But I never find people in my field of interest. What you mean, Ari?
What is your field of interest, my dear?
I'm an extrovert, only making money. I know that's right, Giovanni.
What do you say?
He said I'm an extrovert only to make money.
Yeah.
Let me get $1.
Girl, you just gave me PTSD. That's a line everybody used to use in high school
Not
back in the like, let me
PTSD.
hold $1. Like,
Right.
okay, here's $1, and then you don't hear from them ever again. And then they come back and like, let me hold $1. I'm like, you still owe me $1 from the last one. What is she
I
talking
got a
about?
house. I don't want another one. I mean, unless somebody bad for me, then yeah,
Hmm.
but that's okay.
And now,
Um,
and sometimes I do think about like actually just saying screw it and go to med school and whatever. But then I'm like, do I really want to spend the next like 15 years? Just
that's a long
that's a long
time.
time.
Like even if when you get it, you still gotta go to school for
And
something
then all
else
that
to
debt. Let me go
yeah.
fix my death real quick.
Goodbye.
I'm still waiting on Biden to forgive those student loans. So
Good.
any day now.
Right. I was like, will that apply to my child
Right.
too?
Because
he
10K,
just he just started.
because 10K is not. It's like a dime.
Look,
It's like we're
right,
giving you 10 cents off your student loans. That's basically what you're
writing
saying.
that check for tuition hurt my soul. I was like, oh,
Which
that's,
I
that's
which
a
I will
lot.
say, since I've been through the whole college experience, and I didn't have someone walk me through like how to
Yeah,
do all these things. So FAFSA, it could be your friend or not, but I will say this: take your time going to college. There is no rush.
yeah.
Like, yes, 4 years.
I will say going through the process with him was a lot, like learning all of that because again, like you said, nobody talked to me anyway or like taught me, you
How
know,
to do
right,
research.
the how to's or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what would be best for your
yeah,
future. So
exactly.
I was like learning all of this with him. I was like, oh my God, like this is a lot.
Yeah,
And then having to do my own research to make sure that like we're taking the proper steps for him. I was like, whew. I
yeah.
was like, it's a lot.
And everything like I've learned about college, like I did it by trial and error, and I'm just like, because
When you were dating.
when I was dating this man a long time ago, we had a conversation, and he's like, we need to figure out what you're going to do about college. And then, my first answer should have been like a doctor or a
Yeah.
lawyer, but back in the day, this was like the days of HGTV and
Right, but I
design
feel
stuff
like
like that.
that's what all parents wanted their kids to be, a doctor, a lawyer, or something in those type of fields where it's like, well, let's be real. I want to be a stripper. No, I was just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Only on the weekend.
I'm just kidding, y'all. No, but like nowadays, these kids go to school for music, engineering, and like obviously the field of work I'm in, a lot of those college students and their fields that they've gone into, I'm like, oh my God, like y'all are amazing. I commend them for
Yes.
going all 4 years and the studying and all of that and watching them actually enter these fields that they
Hmm.
graduated for. And I'm like, oh,
And the one thing I learned going into like an art school, especially like for like music or
mm-hmm.
interior design or whatever, anything in art, what
You can go to school literally for everything
yeah.
now.
But with art, I feel like and that industry as
Mm-hmm.
well, it's like I feel like you have to know someone in the industry in order for you to get
Yeah.
in, because otherwise
Or you
it's
just got to be that damn good.
and that's why I wanted to like add on to that statement earlier when I said take your time going to college, because it's it's 4 years, and those 4 years go by like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like you have to start networking from day one. As soon as you figure out what field you want to get into, start researching people who work in that
Yeah.
field, so that way you have connections. Because what's not to say, like, by the time you graduate, someone that's already that you've knew
Yeah,
for
but you
freshman
can't
year.
always rely on those connections too. You always got to make sure you got your stuff
Yep.
together as
Yep.
well. Like, I feel like knowing somebody is just a part of that stepping stone.
Yep.
Like, you have to be able to prove like you are worth, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like me referring you or like putting you in this position because you're not gonna make me look stupid.
Yep.
Just saying.
Especially like the music industry, like anybody can make a beat if you know how, I guess, or have the.
Look here. I feel like sometimes I could be a rapper on my own. Like I legit could be the next Sukihana if I wanted to.
Not Suki.
Just saying. I could be the next.
I mean, no offense to Sukiana, but at this point, like, if she can make it, I'm pretty sure like a 13-year-old
Right.
could do this. Well,
Anybody could do a beat
I mean,
or
what's her face? Bad Baby.
you
Remember
mean
her?
Bad Bunny?
No, not Bad Bunny. Is it Bad Baby or Bad Barbie or whatever her name is? The one that was on the Dr. Phil show, and then she said,
Oh, Lil Vicky.
"Nah, not her."
don't know.
Didn't they find her dead or something? And then she came back alive, or was that
No,
little Tay?
fool.
Oh, that was little Tay. Supposedly she was dead.
They said somebody hacked into her account or something stupid.
She's about to drop something.
But I
don't know, a song track, an album,
but
of
what
draws.
was
I don't know.
not the draws.
She's about to drop something.
But I'm like, what was she famous for? Because I feel like when
Honestly,
she came out, all I would see is her like throwing
yapping it up.
money.
Yeah.
They said she was a rapper in the headlines, but I'm like, what song did she have? I'm confused.
See, no. No. See, and this is where I agree with Snoop Dogg when he was like talking about in one of those interviews where he's just like, I'm tired of all these wannabe rappers because all you're doing is just taking a beat and then just writing it out. Because
it's definitely not the same.
It is not. It's certainly not the same. And if you should start listening to Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, The Brat, all those from the 90s and the early 2000s. That is rap. Even from the early 80s.
Ari, who got a few songs? Lil Tay Tay. Because I don't know.
She's like 14. What is she rapping about?
How old was she then when she came out?
Like 12 or 10? I don't know. Just like Bad Baby. She was like 14 when she was on the Dr. Phil show. And now she's blown up and
I might have to Google or Apple Music what her songs were, because I never.
She said, "Catch Me Outside." How about that? And then she just torpedoed into the rap game. I was like, let me go on Dr. Phil for a second and make myself.
Oh no, wait, because Lil Vicky the one who got her man right with Jesus. Never mind.
Yes. She almost gave into the Illuminati when she said that.
Stop. I feel like that's another topic because Miss Doja has lost it. She pulling the whole Britney out here, y'all.
She shaved her head and eyebrows. Girl. We're on here if you want to talk to us, Doja. Someone tag her or say something to her, because
No, don't bring her little crazy stuff over here. I'm okay. I am okay.
I'm not ready for that conversation with her just yet. Because I'll probably fangirl for a hot second and be like, girl, we got to talk about your head and them eyebrows. And
let me screenshot real quick so y'all know it was true. That's funny. I don't know. It's just
like I didn't even know about Little Tay until like a couple of years ago, but I'm just like, who the
I was at work and it was slow and I just popped it up on social media and I was like, who is this? And I was asking a coworker, like, who is this? And like, what did she? And they was like, I don't know. And I was like, girl, this whole era, this whole genre. And she was like, I don't know who that is.
It must be like the Foxy Brown of like our era. You know how she like popped in for a second and then she just fell off.
I feel like I want to do a like, where are they now? Because where is she? Where is Miss?
Apparently alive.
Where is Miss Foxy?
Oh, you're talking about Foxy. I thought you were talking. I thought we were still talking about Lil Tay. But she just comes off very annoying, like a very annoying, like 11-year-old girl talking about like, and she was flashing money in her car. I'm like, girl, stop it.
That's all I've seen from her is like her flashing money. I've never heard a song or anything else of the sort. And I feel like that was years ago.
Yeah.
Like 6-8+ years ago. Like, girl, how are you still relevant?
So she was probably like 8 or 9 then at that time.
She had to be super young.
That is insane. Because 8 and 9, I was like in what, 4th grade?
You said you were?
When I was 8 or 9, I was like in 4th grade, right? Something like
right. I'm like, how come we couldn't come up with some of this?
Here.
Like, how come we couldn't come up with
and maybe I'm being a sourpuss because like now I'm seeing all these kids like being rich off of just being on social media.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like that kid who just tests toys and he makes like $36 million a year. Like
we wasn't that damn smart.
Yeah. But I can tell you right now that his parents are probably like up to here and they're probably like shh, because.
But I mean, I feel like kids like that, you have to, I don't know, like encourage that creativity and I don't know, like as a creative person, like I have my creative blocks and it gets to a point where I'm just like, ugh.
And I'm sure we all do, but then you have to realize like once you start making that money, I don't know, maybe me being me because I grew up like in poverty. But if I ever made it to that point where I was
So did
making money,
I. Like, what do you mean?
I'm just saying in general because everybody has a different mind. So I
True.
don't know. But like if it was me and like my child was making money, like I would be putting money to the side
Absolutely.
and then just like, okay, now your expenses for college are being paid
But I
off.
feel like that's our mentality now because we see how it is. So, like, to put money aside just to save or invest in something, whether it's property, stocks,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like, yes, but back then, that wasn't a thing
Well,
for,
because back then we didn't know anything better because
like, that wasn't a thing for us,
because we
which,
didn't have the internet. So who were we gonna broadcast it to? The community,
true, but
the town,
the dude who started Amazon, ain't he like our age? Like, that's how he
something
got
like that.
started, like, putting money aside and
Yeah.
doing all of this. I'm like, oh.
Well, I think he started selling books first, right? Is that what I understood? The whole thing entirely blew up, and now Amazon's like,
Which again is like, how come we couldn't come up with it?
because we were freaking stupid back then. All we were worried about is just getting through high school and going to college and pick out a good
Literally.
college school to attend to.
Like,
And this was before the internet blew up. And now it's like you don't even have to go to college at this
yeah.
point. Like you could just sit there and make dance videos. Hell, even freaking take pictures of your feet and put them in
I was like, no.
Finder. Let me get my toes in first, and then I'll go back into my account and upload some. That's as far as I would go. Anything in that nature of social media, because people who have those OnlyFans accounts, like I
It's
get it. I get it.
crazy.
Bless their heart and everything. Like they're trying to make a quick dollar. But again,
Like,
once you put that digital media out there in the world, it's there
yeah.
forever. Good luck trying
And
to bring
it's
it down.
crazy because jobs look at all of that stuff now
Yes.
and they can pull up
Yes.
anything. Anything. And I'm like, Lord.
Yeah. And more to me will be like when I'm older and I have grandkids, and then my grandkids see those type of videos.
Yeah.
What are you gonna explain to your grandkids?
So I was just
It's like,
having
Grandma,
this.
I didn't know you could do that.
Like, I didn't know you could bust it wide open.
It's like, here's why they call me Jack Rabbit.
Goodbye. Goodbye. It was like, I didn't know. I lost my train of thought.
That'll happen on the show for a little bit.
I'm special, y'all.
Oh.
I be losing.
Her words.
I be losing it sometimes.
It's that Alzheimer's.
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
I know. I still got like another 15, 20 years before it starts to kick in, apparently.
Oh, I was watching, like the Playboy Bunny stuff because they trying to air Hugh Hefner out or whatever.
Why are they still torturing that man after he's been dead?
Right, let him rest in peace.
Right.
It's anyway, like the one girl was saying, like she did that back when she was in high school. Like she's grown, teaching career, and somebody, I think it was the students, like Googled her, and these pictures came up, and it was a whole big thing. Like they were trying to fire her from the school because of these pictures. It was like, that's how she paid for college. Like, get through school. Like, I get it, but again, today's world is completely different because they will cancel you in a hot minute.
You can say the wrong thing and out the door.
Right, you cancel before you even get started, which is crazy. Like
even before you put an apology or say what you actually meant, by the time you try to get around to that, it's like you're already blowing up on 7 different other websites talking about like you said this and you should have never said that. And I'm just like, oh Lord, okay, cool.
But it's crazy how easily accessible anybody's information is, and it could just be Joe Schmo around the corner. Like, oh, you didn't say this, you're canceled.
Like you said this back in 2009. Remember this? And then they'll pull up the quote from your Twitter or your Facebook. Let me tell you, when I went on Facebook this morning, there was like things from like 2008, 2007 that I cringed. I cringed so hard because I'm like, I can't believe I said this back in the day. Like the days of Jersey Shore, there was like a post that I posted something in Italian, like Taxi sono sta qui or some shit like that. And I'm just like, I can't believe I put this out there in the world for them to see. At least it was that and not like, my goodies or something like that.
Literally. Literally. I
But
know, because some stuff that pops up on Facebook, they're like, oh, this was posted like 10, 11 years ago. And I'm like, ew, who allowed me to post this on social media?
like phone, water.
Literally. Like, why didn't
Like,
nobody
please
take
don't
my
remind me
phone
what I
away?
did 11, 13 years ago. Please, please, please.
Somebody take my phone away.
Like, I have a friend, I'm pretty sure I told you about, but I'm telling you guys, my friend Nettie, she is infamous for like bringing up stuff from the past. So today she tagged me in this like photo memory from like when I was living with my ex back in the day in Gurney, in that area. And I was like in the bathroom brushing my teeth, but I was like 140 pounds. So this like skin and bone thing person, just like with a medium shirt that's like hanging out,
right,
with like the Pauly D
Spiky
hairdo. Yes. I'm just like,
but that
like,
was
burn
the
it.
style back then for us. Like,
yeah, that's fine, but somebody should have fed me like 3 cheeseburgers and a freaking large like
I mean,
Portillo's
trust
cake
me,
shake.
I look at my old pictures like, oh, I want to go back to that.
It's
I
insane.
want my body back.
And that's like when the internet first came out, again, how we started dating people on social media or through the internet,
Yeah.
like the AOL days and those chat rooms.
God.
Yeah, I remember, and it freaked me the hell out so badly. So I met up with a dude in Palos Hills or Palos Heights, somewhere in that area, and he claimed he was a photographer. And me back then, I was like, coming out of high school, I'm like, let me try the modeling thing. With my buck-toothed butt, like I should have never done that to begin. I don't even know why I was thinking that. But like I paid those classes to like how to walk and how to like take care of your face and apply makeup and get ready for a shoot and then, like throw your headshots out there. So I went to this dude's house and he's like, I'll take a couple pictures of you and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he started cutting my hair and I'm just like, why are you cutting my hair? Like my hair's fine, but whatever. You're the creative director or whatever photographer you claim to be. And then he started taking pictures, and then he's like, take your shirt off. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, as long as it's just that and nothing else. And then like maybe 2-3 weeks later, I think I immediately started getting text messages from like 2 or 3 people. They're like, you're on this porn site, right? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Stop.
Yes. Like I've never said, I haven't spoken to this in a very long time, but this is the main reason why in like dating apps, I don't send nudes to anybody, especially like if my face is involved. And now with my body, like, especially with like tattoos, like you can tell like if it's me.
They can identify you easily.
Exactly. Oh, Playboy Bunny, yeah, we know it's you. But I was so traumatized because I'm like, how did this person, and I wasn't even technologically advanced back then, but like how was he able to take my face or parts of my body and slap it on somebody and put it on somebody else's body?
That just goes to show how like it was getting to that point and then it just advanced from there. Like you could easily Photoshop and like crop.
Right. Well, I guess you could say I was the first person on OnlyFans. There was one back then.
That's so crazy.
Yes.
Like I used to be in those chats all the time, like AOL, and like I know after high school, I thought I was invincible to the world, especially when it came to like dating and hookups and stuff. Like I was just out there.
I was a little slower back then.
Like when they say outside, yes, I was outside. And I'm like, sometimes I think back and I'm like, oh, I'm surprised I didn't end up pregnant sooner.
Dead in a ditch or something.
But I feel like it wasn't bad like that when we were doing all of those shenanigans. Like today, absolutely not. No, Larry, I'm not getting in your van. That's okay. I'll drive myself.
It's like I have 6 people that know my location where I'm at all times. So if something happens to me, they're coming after you.
Right.
Like
I will even let my mama know, like, ma'am, make sure you're following me, please.
Like, call me in 30 minutes. If you don't hear from me, you better find out where the hell I'm at. And
right.
911
or send my sisters a text like, can y'all text me like it's a family emergency so I can leave, please?
Well, it should be a case by case because what if you're into one of those like kinky stuff where you're literally tied up and you can't get to your phone?
Okay, look.
Can you imagine, like, if you told your friends, if you don't hear from me in 30 minutes, call the cops, and then they call the cops, and you're just like
in the dungeon,
in the.
in the dungeon, tied up, like,
It's like, I'm
bitch.
sorry. You're like, because they're getting.
Absolutely stupid. No,
Not that that's
so
one of my kinks, but I'm just saying because I've almost seen everything in life. And I'm yet to see some more.
so it was this guy. It's a guy on TikTok who dresses up like Jason or whatever, and he met a girl, and he said she was like, "Oh, she's into like that whole thing, like dress up like him," and it was
Like choke her and stuff like that.
like she wants
Oh
to do the
hell.
deed with him dressed up like Jason, and I'm like, to each their own, not finna judge, whatever.
Okay, if that's
But
the
he
case, I
was
want a
like,
Channing Tatum with
but he
Magic
was
Mike.
like, it got crazy because like she really got into the role, like she was Jamie Lee Curtis, and was like screaming, throwing stuff, and like punched him, and he was like, okay. And like he went with it, and then he was like, what took the cake was another dude came out and was like, I don't know, I guess if that's what you want to call it, role playing, was
That is
like
not.
role playing with him. And he was like, yeah, this is too much. And he was like, never again. Like, he'll just keep him dressing up for like TikTok and whatever. And I was like, yeah, that takes the cake. That's a lot.
I mean, it could be. It could always be worse. Just be
But
like,
I was
oh,
like,
punch me in the back of the head with a knife or something. Like, what?
but I was like, I think I would have asked questions first before
That's why you always get to know
we
the
got
person before.
started. Like, what's the limit? What's the safe word?
And that's the other thing about dating. Like, when I tend to start talking to people, I try to find out like what their likes and what their likes,
Yeah.
what they don't like. Because again, and I know I've said this a lot of times to people, but it's like, God forbid, like if I ever just went out of my way to like meet someone without asking like what
Yeah.
their likes or what they don't like, and then they're like, oh, let me do like a dirty Sanchez on you, and I'm just like, no, peace out, bye.
But I feel like people aren't comfortable talking about,
Sex,
well, not just sex, but like what they're
what their kinks are.
comfortable with or into up front, because it's a stigma, like, oh, that's weird,
Well, not
whatever. Like, I'd rather you tell me than to go into it and then be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what is going on right now?
well, not only that, but I think like I think to put myself in their shoes, because I've done that before in my situation, it would be like there's stuff about me that I always find out that I like or don't like.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But I feel like that's different, like you discovering what you like in that
Yes, in the
moment than what you
process.
already like and you not
Shut up.
disclosing. He talking to a duck, y'all.
Scrooge McDuck.
Like, it's just different disclosing what you already like or you're into to see if,
Yeah.
then discovering, oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm. Because there's stuff that I've done before, and I was just like, oh, okay, I think I like this, and like, because before I was very prude, and I'm just like in the bed, and that's it, and just missionary or doggy style, and I'm just like, let's try this way, or
Yeah.
in the bathroom, or don't do it in the bathroom, especially in the shower. I tried that one too many times. There is too much going on, especially with the water running coming down on you, and you're trying to use water as lube. Let me tell you, that is not a good thing.
Goodbye. It's different for everybody.
Yes. And I've
That'll
tried
be a different
doing
topic,
it. Yeah,
y'all.
just I've tried doing it in the shower a couple of times. The last time I did that was just making sure the person's not in the chat room. The last time I did that was when I was in New Orleans back in February. It was just like, hey, you want to take a shower? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then next thing you know, like we go at it, but then I'm just like, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like stuff like that can be
a turn off. So I mean, at least to me, it turns me off.
Yeah.
Because as soon as like even if I feel like the slightest cold air on my back, well,
but you be surprised. People like doing it in the damn pool.
I've done it. I've done it.
I've never
That'll be
had
another different topic of conversation.
never had the experience, but I was like,
I guess since we're talking about it, what would be like the craziest place you've ever done it to this day?
I don't think any place I've done I would say would be crazy.
Or that you maybe thought that you wouldn't see yourself doing it?
In public, just out in
Wherever. It could be public, it could be at
no, but
home.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
this doing it
Voyeurism
in
is in.
doing it in public. Like I never would have thought like we be in the bushes somewhere in the bushes somewhere, like ass out completely.
It's like, hey.
Right, but I think in the moment you don't think about it, but at the same time it's like an adrenaline rush.
Yes.
To be like, ooh,
Yes.
what if we get caught? Are you gonna watch? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to jail?
So did you answer the question?
I mean, oh. He
Are you
answered
laughing?
for me. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, we'll circle back to your answer, but I think mine. I think it would be. So
don't get shy now. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to come up with a different name for this person. So
we'll just say it. Just say it.
Yeah, a 2x4 and I.
I'm like, excuse me?
Okay, we'll call him Jordan. So
George.
Jordan and I, we went to one of his coworkers' wedding back in like, I want to say like 2016, and it was funny because like on the way there we were fine. We get there and we're fighting. I don't know what the hell we're fighting about, but I feel like we did a lot of fighting when we were dating, and the wedding was great. The reception was awesome, and then I guess we had a couple of drinks in, and then we both decided to go to the bathroom. So when you open the bathroom door, obviously like to the right, it's like the sinks, and then you got the urinals, and then you got the stalls. But then as soon as you go behind the door, there's like a broom closet, and it's got like those slits that whatever. So we're both looking at each other and we're like, well, we're horny, so you want to bang? So we were gonna go into one of the stalls, but I'm like, it's too noticeable if people come through. So then I remember, like I said, I remember the broom closet in the bathroom. So we went in there and literally we're just kind of like banging. And I'm like, blowing his mouth while I'm banging the crap out of him. And there must have been like two dudes coming in and out of the bathroom. And so then I would cover his mouth even more because there's people in the bathroom and we don't want to be heard. Right. Because who in the right mind would check the broom closet at a reception in the bathroom? So as soon as we're done, we come back out and literally open the door. Oh, wait, let me back up. So so the third person was the cleaning lady. Oh, God. Yeah. So she came in, and I guess one of the dudes was still there. But then she noticed, I think she made like a head count of how many were in the bathroom. So she noticed that there was a guy in the bathroom. So when he came out, then we came out. But then she was just like, why is there three of y'all coming out of there? And I'm over here like zipping up my pants as we're coming out. I'm like, hi. She was probably like, you dirty little mother. It's like, you dirty little hamster, you. Okay, I guess I would say the location or destination that we are at. Mm-hmm. There's a little spot back yonder. Here? Yeah. Where look what you're talking about. Where me and someone had a little fun. Because it's like a little bridge, but like if you don't take a certain path to get back there, like you don't see it and you don't notice it. So yeah. Okay. Because I'm like, after this, you're gonna have to show me where this place at. I'm like, we've done it in parking lots, in the car. Oh, I couldn't do cars. I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm like, I don't know, like nothing crazy.
I will say, like, I would want to do it in like a fitting room or something, or not the bathroom, because I feel like I don't want to be catching nothing in my hoo ha.
Mm.
Or like nothing touching that's not
That's why
supposed
you
to be.
sanitize everything before you get on there.
No, nothing touching that's not supposed to be.
God, the car. No, I've done cars a handful of times, and let me tell you, it's not the best experience. Like you get cramps, and then you're doing stuff that you thought you couldn't even
First
do.
of all, you're like 6'1".
And I had an Eclipse back then. Can you imagine my 6'1" ass?
So I'm like, I don't know.
Like how was I able to do all that? Like I don't.
I'm like,
But I guess
no.
when you're in the moment, you're like, I don't care. I'll deal with the pain later.
I'm like, hello, I'm 5'2", so it's easy for me to like bend a certain way or turn a
But
certain
you
way
seen
and
how
be
small
a,
the cars that I've used to
yeah.
drive, especially that Eclipse, how small it was. Girl, Fast and the Furious.
Literally. Here he goes. That's
I told
hilarious.
myself when my midlife crisis happens, I'm buying myself an Eclipse,
Do they
but a
even make
convertible.
those
They still have
anymore?
them. Yes, I've
Really?
been keeping my eye on them,
Of course you have.
especially on eBay. Of all places, eBay. I didn't even know eBay was still running.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought they took that
No,
away
girl.
with all the rest
No,
of
I
them.
look everywhere. I'm keeping tabs on 3 of them, but one of them
Okay.
is like a nice little convertible. But I would have to go pick it up in a different state, which I
Is
don't
that
mind.
what you had before? A
Yeah.
convertible?
No,
No?
mine was a
Okay.
hardtop, and it was automatic
Okay.
because I didn't know how to drive manual at the
I
time.
knew in high school, or maybe it was after high school, I was dating somebody who had one. Oh, it was the best thing ever. I'm like, are you picking me up in the
Like
clips
zoom.
today?
So get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Well, he had it where, because like back in the day, they used to soup up the cars and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Oh
So,
my god.
like, it
Especially the
had,
Honda Civic. The second you had a Honda Civic,
you were
kiss
cool
it goodbye
shit.
because the next week it's got like a different body type. It's got an under
Yes.
fucking light carriage.
It was like the roar of the car. And I was like, oh,
And all
I
of them look like
love it.
a freaking shopping cart with that damn wing in the back. Like why? I
Yes.
know it's aerodynamic for aerodynamic
And
purposes,
then the
but
lights everywhere. And I'm like, ugh. And then, dude, I don't know if you ever did it, but there used to be a meetup at like the McDonald's.
yes, yes. And in front of Cub Foods when Cub Foods used to be
Yes.
there. Oh my,
Yes.
that whole
Every
entire parking lot,
Friday.
it looked like something straight out of the Fast and Furious movie. Because
I
all
was,
those cars, and then like,
yes.
and then remember when they would do it at like a Woodfield Mall, at Streets of Woodfield?
No, I don't
Oh
remember that, but it was
man.
always at like a McDonald's or the Cub Foods, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, when that existed. That was eons ago.
Well, they still do it every now and then.
Do they really?
Yes. So now where they meet up, when was this? It was during the
I'm sorry.
summertime. I was coming out of somewhere, and Shoe Factory Road
Yeah,
behind the forest
back
preserves.
there.
So that whole entire street, apparently, it wasn't blocked off, but there was like cars, souped up cars on both sides, like maybe like a quarter mile down, and there were just people racing up and down. And then you had 2 other cars like over by Higgins Road just for like
Uh-huh.
lookouts.
Because I know there's a spot in the city, though. I didn't know they were doing it down there
Mm-hmm.
where they block it off and
Yeah.
like do street racing. I was like, oh, I used to miss those
Yeah.
days. Used to
But they
miss
still
them.
do it every now and then.
Do they?
It's not as big as how it was like in our day when
No, because the parking lot would be
Hell
packed
yeah.
with cars. Like,
And if you guys are from the area, you know which area we're talking about. Because
if
holy
you know,
crap.
you know.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, you better ask somebody.
They used to be so fun. So fun.
and
Oh,
then and then they would all take off and just get on like
yeah.
the expressway
But
and
I
go to the
feel like
city.
nothing against the Asian community. It was a lot of like Asians with the souped up cars, and I feel like once in a while you catch a few Mexicans in there, but they had more
No, but
like
they had more like the
SUV,
Cadillacs
yeah,
and
the
trick them out
SUVs
with
and
the
stuff.
spinning rims and stuff like that. Oh Lord, Efren, I'm calling you out.
I knew a girl. I had like we were friends. Her mom bought her an Escalade like when they first came out,
Mm-hmm. Those were nice.
and her boyfriend was We can't say it on the TikTok.
He's a DD.
He like had her truck, like how they used to say, pimp my ride. Like he had her truck pimped out, and I was like, girl, I was like, this is the best vehicle I've ever set my cheeks in. I was like, this is nice.
And when Efren had his Cadillac, that's all I could stare. I'm like, man, that big ass truck. Like, what
I
are you
don't
doing?
remember it. What color was it?
I think it was like either cream or white.
I was like, that's usually what color.
Yeah.
That's usually what color, if not
But
black.
not too long ago, I guess he passed that car down to like his nephew or something like that. I'm like, you still have that thing and it's still running? So I know my brother has
Yeah, because
one.
they take care of them.
My brother has one, but he bought it off of someone from. I mean, it shows the wear and tear,
Yeah.
but it's still a nice Cadillac, and I'm just like,
My only thing is like the
the gas,
gas.
especially in today's
Ugh.
age. Oh no.
I was like, that's probably like $150 right there worth of
Because
gas.
ain't no way we're gonna ever see anything below $2 a gallon moving forward.
Right. I was like, that's crazy. Ugh, it's just so crazy today.
It's gonna cost you an arm and a leg by then in the next decade to even get gas. Probably gonna
Like
have to
I'm
take out a loan to get gas. What?
like I'm scared to see what it's gonna be like, not even in 10 years, but like the next 5 years.
I mean, we're almost halfway done with the decade that we're in right now.
Like, will things change? I know they won't like completely go back to normal, but like, will there ever be some type of normalcy
Probably not.
in the world?
I mean, we went through COVID not too long ago, but it feels like a
I
zillion years
know,
ago.
like, people still freaking out about jet. I mean, I can't talk because like some places, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to touch this dirty. I'm like, where's my hand sanitizer?
Well, the funny part is, because I overhear some people that like do the hybrid work
Mm-hmm.
environments. How we used to work like 5 days a week, and now
Yeah.
we went down to three, and now I hear people complain like, if I have to come back and work 5 days a week, I'm gonna kill myself and blah blah blah. I'm like, but you've been doing that for like half your life, so why is it this different? Why
Right.
is it different this time? Like,
Because I think during COVID, people got used to just like being in the comfort of their homes or,
and that's fine, but at some point, like
not
we have to get back to some sort
doing,
of normality, or whatever the
yeah.
word I'm looking for. Because I would be okay coming back to work 5 days a week. I don't know why you're so pressed about.
Right. Because who wants to, I would get bored or like distracted because,
Oh, I get easily distracted when I'm working from home. Because
right,
I'll
I
I'll
want to
sit in
sit
front
on
of the
the couch
computer,
and like want to watch a movie.
or like I'll eat lunch and I'm like, oh, I want to take a nap, and my bed's like 10 feet away from me. Like, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. 20 minutes turn into like an hour and a half, and I'm
I
like,
wouldn't
oh.
even get out of bed.
It's
Like I would bring the laptop and just be laying there like,
like I got laundry going on. I started dinner like an hour ago. Oh, perfect.
right. But I'm like, I mean, I don't know.
I
I
mean, to
think
each
you
their
would
own.
want to go back to the office to like be around people and adults because I'm sure a majority of the people who
Oh, I thought
are
that was a duck.
I'm sure the majority of people who are at home probably have little ones. So like I
which
love
which is one of the
like
best
love you, but I don't
benefits.
want to talk to my little
Yeah,
ones all day and then try to do work. But
yeah.
again, to each their own. I'm sure
Whatever
they
works
make
for
it
each
work,
other.
right?
But me, no. I'd rather go into the office. I do not want to deal with children. So like this whole week has just been amazing because I'm just like, I get out of the house.
Yeah,
I don't have to deal with these freaking kids, and they're going back to school. So even better.
right. And then
So
like you get that space because you have an office, so like you kind of have that space where you have peace and quiet. If you
until it ain't.
wanna, if you wanna go outside of the office and be social, like you can, and then you
Yeah.
just go back into your space.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that bad. Not that.
Mm. You want to swap places for a week?
I mean, from what you told me, nah, I'm okay.
Like just the other day. So I want to say this was yeah, it was last Friday.
Mm,
So I was working from home and I'm downstairs, like, in my little office and I'm doing my thing.
yeah.
And then the kids are upstairs cleaning the house. And then the middle child and the youngest child, they're fighting. Like you can hear them screaming and
Oh
fighting.
yeah,
And
you.
I run upstairs and I'm just like, what are y'all fighting about? And the smallest one's like against the wall, just crying. Eh. I'm like, use your words, sir.
Right.
And this is why I don't have kids, because I don't have the patience for it. I'm sorry, I'm putting it out there, but I don't have the patience for kids. I love kids, but not for
Yeah,
me.
to
So
an extent.
yeah, to an extent. so then this kid is crying his eyes out. Like I'm like, did you get shot or did
Right. Like,
someone
what
punch
is
you?
going
Are you
on?
bleeding from something? Let me know. Like, use your words.
Right.
And he's over here crying. And I'm looking at the other one. I'm like, what are you guys fighting about? And she's like, oh, like he wanted the broom. And I'm like, a broom?
Sir, I'm gonna need you
Y'all
to
are
get
fighting about
it.
a broom. Like your mama is telling you to clean up the
I'm gonna
house,
need
and
you
y'all,
to get it together, please, and thank you.
girl. I was just like, and I looked at him and I'm like, so you're fighting over a broom? And he's like,
Right.
I'm like, talk to me, like, bro, talk to me. Like, I
Right.
have a broom downstairs if you want one. Do you want it? And he's just like, I'm like, you know what? Go to your room. Time out.
Yeah.
No. And I looked at her and I'm like, put that broom down. Go do something else. Clean something else. And literally 10 minutes later, he's in front of the TV watching and laughing at whatever the hell he's watching. I'm just like, are you serious right now?
I would have left him there. Like, I get it, you don't want to hear, but I would have left him there.
I
Like,
know.
she's doing something productive and
Mm-hmm.
you just want to act a whole clown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you gonna sit there or
Yep.
go outside. I would have picked him up and set him outside on the porch until you can get your act together. You can't come back in
If
here.
his mama wasn't there, that part would have happened. But she was there. She saw what was
Even
happening.
if she was, like, you finna go sit outside.
Well, I even told her, I'm like, either you handle this or I will. And she's like, I got to get ready for work. I'm like, okay, guess I'll handle it myself. I'm like, go to your room.
I don't think she would have told you any different, though.
No, because she
it's
saw it in
you.
my face. She saw it in my face, and I saw it in her face, and we're both like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, they're fighting about a
Yeah.
fucking broom. Like, why are you fighting about a broom? For what?
Ugh, kids, siblings.
Is it a flying Nimbus 2000? Because if so, I'm taking
But I'm
that
like,
off your
I've
hands.
had mine argue over like the most dumbest things, and it's like, would you two shut up? Be quiet. Be quiet. Like, why?
Kids, it's for some, not for all.
You definitely have to have a lot of patience
Yeah.
when it comes to the children.
Like I said, I love children. I do, but just not for me. I'm sorry. I know.
I think, yeah, like certain people's kids, like I can deal with,
mm-hmm.
and others, I'm just like, I'll stay away. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. Like, go over there by your mama.
Mm-hmm. It's like, go over there before I smack the crap out you.
Literally. Like, you think those things, but would you actually do them? No.
Right.
Maybe. No. I was just kidding. No. We would not.
That would be a certain race type of people, which we won't say whom, but you know.
The brown folks. I mean, I don't know of any other. Well, yeah, I do. It's a discipline in the way that you should be
Disciplining your child.
Yeah.
Like, there's limits. There's definitely limits. But
because I'm like, I know we got popped or our asses beat.
Whatever my mom could get a hold of, whether it was a wire hanger,
a chancla,
a broom, a curtain rod, whatever she can get a hold of and swing that thing around you, she did that.
Right, and we knew, like, you better get it together or else, like, you finna get knocked out.
That's the only way we knew.
There was no, I'm gonna take you to the car. It was right where you were.
Yep. It's like,
nowadays.
So before you do that, would your mama whoop your ass for it? And with what?
Right.
And with what?
Like, think about it before you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't even raise an eyebrow or raise your voice. I'm gonna call CP. Go ahead and call him. I'll call him for you. Because you're not going to tell me how I should discipline.
It's like, I beat my child, come get him. And then they just put him up in some foster home.
Like, take them. It's
Please
okay.
do. I'm not built for this.
It's okay.
I was wrong.
Take them. I feel like in some instance, like some people do need that, but
Yeah.
you can't just be letting your kids out here act crazy. And I see it all the time. All the time. And
Especially
like,
a certain group of people, and I'm just
where
like,
are your parents? How come you haven't
girl,
been?
we're gonna put a pin on.
Like what?
Especially the little girls in these days, whatever they're wearing, I'm like, how?
Oh, that's a whole nother.
That's why I said
another topic
we
for
got to put a
another
pin
day.
on that because we have a lot of topics that we jot down, and we're just like, yep, we got yep, that one right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, nope, yep,
absolutely,
type it down.
Like we have a lot
Yes.
of them. And
But
if y'all have any too, like send them to us or comment it in the chat. Like it's so crazy.
We'll be on here at least once a week, or try to at least, with everything going on in our lives.
Life be lifing, y'all.
Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's ghetto.
Mostly ghetto, but it be lifing.
Living in a world of ghetto life.
Maybe that's what we should call it. Instead of Cathedral Confessions. Living in a world of ghetto life.
Well, we don't want to get sued for, using someone else's, like...
Oh, because it was a song.
It was a song.
Whose song? It was, what, In Vogue? I'm be like, look, y'all. Sister to sister.
Shoot up the what?
Just stupid.
Just ignorant. Just straight ignorant.
Like sister to sister. But I'm like, what if we spell it different?
Like, so earlier we were talking about coming up with a name for our I guess, like,
talk show,
podcast,
whatever y'all want to call it.
Again, this is just a rough edit of this. But we came up with the name, Cathedral Confessions, and I said, what if we spell it with a K? And she's like, well,
my response was, no, that's too many K's. I'm kind, y'all. And I was
we
like,
just needed one more K and call it something
else. It was like, no, thank you. That's okay. We'll keep it the way it's spelled.
That's our name may change as soon as we figure out which one.
We should do a poll. Not dance on the pole. Not dance on the pole. But
I can bring that on the next show.
Take a poll and see what the people think the name should be.
Yes.
But there's a story behind Cathedral. Why is that a tongue twister today?
Cathedral Confessions.
Cathedral Confessions.
Oh, Lord.
I say we do a poll and see.
We're going to do a poll before our next show. So.
Children. I'm going to need y'all to be quiet.
Well, I think with that said, this will conclude our first episode for the day.
Bye.
So we'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining
us, guys. And hold on, let me get this girl on camera.
Until next time.
There she is. All right, guys. So we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe and, stay hydrated.
Not hydrated.
You got to.